Alrighty, we're back here with another new product. We are really we're trying to pump out as much as we can this year. We're a little late to the rodeo. So that being said, here we have our screw-in scouting perch. So this is a 3.0 version, right? So we started with the 1.0. They were gray looking. They had a ball socket joint strapped to the tree. Worked really well. However, the ball was too smooth, and over time the cameras would fall forward. Raccoons, squirrels, whatever, crawl on them and would move them. So then we transitioned to the 2.0, which is more of a rigid style. It kind of has cog teeth in it, so you can kind of fix the angle and then it locks the camera in. Squirrels, raccoons, time is not going to alter the angle of the camera. However, you can only move the camera forward and backwards. You have no rotational movement, so you would just have to move it on the strap. Also, people had mentioned, the straps are visible. Guys, there's nothing I can do about that. So, we took the best color strapping we felt. So, with that being said, we're here at the 3.0, we'll call it. This is really awesome, guys. So, we had some ball socket joint mounts that we were messing with, some Chinese-made ones. This here's all American. Everything you see here is made in America. It's made in our shop, assembled in our shop. And we were going to hit a price point, I'm hoping here, between $6 and $8. Let's put it this way. It ain't going to be more than $8. I'm just trying to offer the best price for you guys. So this is going to be probably one of the cheapest mounts that you can buy on the market. And that is including junk from overseas, we'll call it. Yeah, so I was trialing some just cheap ball socket joint ones. Here they had like a chrome metal ball and an aluminum housing. I stripped out the threads in the aluminum housing. Everything was falling. It really wasn't a good system. And in order for me to buy something good, it costed me 15, 20 bucks, which I think is just crazy in my opinion, to mount for a camera, not a strap style. Like if you're including a strap, a good quality cam buckle strap, okay, 15 bucks, I can get on board with that. But anything over 20 is crazy to me. So we wanted to hit a good price point on this. And what we have is basically a hard plastic shell, a lag screw is what we're calling this. It's just basically a big wood screw, anodized black. The hardware there, 1/4 bolt sticking up. There's two nuts on it. One is holding the bolt into the ball, and then the other one is actually going to mount to your camera, and I'll show you that here. We'll be doing this test model on a Moultrie Edge. I don't know if this is a 2. I think it's a 2. These cameras are awesome, so anybody, if you're looking for a great cellular camera, you can pick these up for about like a 2-pack for 100 bucks. The plans aren't bad. The monthly plans aren't bad. I run these with alkaline batteries, no need for lithium batteries in Western Pennsylvania, so we get down into the teens in the winter. No issues with these. Great camera, great budget camera. Back to where we're at here. Yeah, so what we did here is the ball might be a little hard to see. We textured the ball, and it's also made of rubber. So we have the hard plastic screwing up against the rubber ball. So the rubber ball obviously is going to flex and compress a little bit, and then there's almost like a sandpaper-like texture on it, which gives it the grip, the traction to eliminate this from wanting to fall forward on you. So you tighten it down and it really locks in. How we install it and how I like to do this, guys, it's up to you how you want to do it. But if you're going to do this in the woods, bring a 7/16 wrench with you. It's not necessary. It just really secures the mount to the camera permanently. You don't need it, but I like it, and that's why we designed it like this. So I'm going to take the cap and the ball socket off. I'm going to put the cap on the ball socket. I'm holding it by the bolt there. You're going to screw that into the bottom of your camera. There should be a little 1/4 brass, usually most of the time they're brass, threaded insert. So just screw that in there, just the ball. You're screwing that bolt up in there. Give it, you can be mean with it, you can be rough with it, mean with it, whatever you want to say there. You'll kind of feel the ball click a little bit. That's actually because the bolt is spinning in the rubber. We did this for a reason. I'll kind of show you. And then, yeah, just take your box wrench your 7/16 box wrench, tighten it up against there, and then also you can kind of tighten that bottom nut up against the ball joint. Just give it a little bit, it doesn't need much. And then there, you're ready to go. So I throw these in my bag just like this, with this already mounted. Yeah, it'll rattle a little bit, but if you have them in your bag, they shouldn't make any noise. And then we designed the base. We gave these little fingers here so that the way I like to do it is my pointer finger and my ring finger kind of hook in there, and then my middle finger kind of is like the guide. And then this kind of acts like a screwdriver. So now I can kind of use the base as a screwdriver to screw this into a tree. So I don't need any tools. You know, I mount this here, I go out and I install this camera. I don't bring any tools with me. The only time I'd ever bring a tool with me is maybe a 7/16 box wrench if I'm replacing one that I already have, like an old strap style that I want to replace with this. That's the only time I would bring a 7/16 wrench with me. You shouldn't need it. So yeah, then you basically are just going to screw the cap on once you get the mount in there, and now I can pivot any way I want, and then just keep cranking the lid or the cap down, and it'll hold your camera. So I'll kind of cut away. We'll do a little. I'll show you guys a little bit more of this. But yeah, this is it. Our scouting perch 3.0, or we're going to call it the screw-in scouting perch. We'll figure it out. But yeah, thanks a lot, guys. We appreciate it. All right, we're going to give you guys kind of a quick overview of this in real world. This is one that we already screwed in a while ago, so this actually has some different hardware and different configurations. But we just wanted to leave this one out permanently as a long-term test. It's been out here for a little while. But yeah, so what you're going to do, like I said, you're just going to kind of use this as a screwdriver. So I'm just going to go in here. This is a silver maple, I want to say. It's definitely a maple, some kind of maple. So this is pretty tough tree. It's very hard to screw stuff into. I like using it for this kind of stuff. So yeah, just gonna keep going, kind of get it started, and then just twist, turn, 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 turn. There's about like an inch and a quarter of engagement on this. You don't have to get all of it once you kind of feel you're comfortable. I like to go the whole way until the nut on the back touches the tree. Yep, there you go. Kind of position it roughly how you want it. And then put my camera how I want it. You don't have to go super tight there, just tight enough. And then holding the camera, then I like to give it like 1 or 2 more turns with the actual lid there. And then that's it. I mean, it is very stout. If something were to climb on it, the camera's gonna move a little bit. We wanted it to kind of have some forgiveness. So yeah, that's it, guys. We'll kind of give you a quick little run. Yeah, so there it is mounted on the tree. Here's what I was talking about. You can kind of see, you know, if something were to climb on that, it's gonna move, but it doesn't actually move the ball. It's just the bolt actually moving in the rubber ball. So yeah, there you go. Really low profile. There's, you know, a couple of my fingers, my hand up against it. It sticks off the tree once you screw it in about like 2.5 inches. And then the height profile is about like an inch and a quarter. So you can see, you know, once you walk away, it kind of gets lost in the camera itself. This is a prototype one that we had. That's been sitting up here for a while. We actually have this camera mounted on that, but for the demonstration, I wanted to screw that in and show you guys. Yeah, there you go.